In moments of deep trouble when shadows loom large and hope seems distant, there's a powerful refuge waiting in the words of Psalm 31. Imagine a place where fear fades, strength rises, and trust transforms uncertainty into peace. Picture this, a heart crying out for help, finding solace and courage in divine assurance. Have you ever felt trapped, like there's no way out? This psalm speaks directly to that feeling. It captures the struggle, the pain, and the ultimate triumph that comes from surrendering to something greater. Each verse unfolds like a map, guiding the weary soul through the valleys of despair toward the light of hope. What if, in your darkest hour, you could tap into a source of unwavering strength? The words here remind us that we are never alone. They invite us to lean on faith when the world feels heavy. As you listen, let the rhythm of these ancient words wash over you. Feel the weight lift and the spirit ignite. Stay tuned, for the journey through Psalm 31 is not just about reflection, it's about transformation. The power of prayer and inspiration awaits, ready to lift you higher. Psalm 31 was written in a time of great strife and uncertainty. The author, traditionally believed to be David, faced numerous challenges, including personal betrayals and political upheaval. This historical backdrop plays a crucial role in understanding the emotional weight of the psalm. During David's reign, Israel was often caught in conflicts with neighboring nations, creating an environment of fear and instability. The threat of enemies loomed large, and this tension is palpable in the text. Moreover, the socio-political landscape of ancient Israel was characterized by shifting allegiances and power struggles. The people were frequently caught between their faith in God and the harsh realities of their circumstances. In this context, the psalm serves as a reflection of the communal anxieties of the time. The struggles depicted in Psalm 31 resonate with the collective experience of people facing adversity, making it relevant not just to the individual author but to the broader community of believers. The cultural practices of the time also influenced the writing of this psalm. The Israelites had a strong oral tradition, and psalms were often recited in communal settings, reinforcing shared beliefs and experiences. This communal aspect is essential to understanding how the psalm functioned within the society. It provided a means of expressing collective grief, fear, and hope, serving as a reminder of God's faithfulness amid turmoil. Before we dive into today's content, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you enjoy our videos and want to see more exciting content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. It's the best way to support us and stay updated on all the new meditations and videos we share. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for being part of our community, and now, enjoy the video. Additionally, the psalm reflects the spiritual landscape of ancient Israel, where faith was intertwined with daily life. The people relied heavily on their relationship with God for guidance and protection. This reliance is evident in the language used throughout the psalm, showcasing a deep-seated trust in divine intervention during times of distress. Thus, understanding the historical and cultural context enriches our appreciation of the psalm's emotional depth and theological significance. Lastly, the challenges faced by the author and the community at large highlight the timeless nature of the psalm's message. Even today, people grapple with feelings of despair and uncertainty, making the themes explored in Psalm 31 relevant across generations. By recognizing the historical and cultural context, we can better understand the enduring power of the text and its applicability to modern life. The literary structure of Psalm 31 is carefully crafted, contributing to its overall impact. The psalm consists of 24 verses, often divided into stanzas that enhance its rhythmic quality. This organization allows for a clear progression of thought, making it easier for the reader or listener to follow the emotional journey of the author. The use of parallelism is particularly notable, as it emphasizes key themes and ideas throughout the text. Parallelism is a common feature in Hebrew poetry, and Psalm 31 employs it effectively. Lines within the psalm often mirror each other, reinforcing important concepts. For instance, expressions of trust in God are repeated, creating a rhythmic cadence that draws the reader's attention. This repetition not only emphasizes the author's unwavering faith but also serves as a poetic device that enhances memorability, making it easier for the community to recite and remember. In addition to parallelism, the psalm utilizes various literary techniques, such as metaphors and imagery, to convey deeper meanings. The metaphors of refuge and fortress are particularly striking, as they evoke strong visual images of safety and security. These images are strategically placed within the text, allowing the reader to visualize the protection that God provides amidst the chaos of life. The structure of the psalm, therefore, is not merely a framework, it is integral to the message being conveyed. The arrangement of the verses also reflects a journey from despair to hope. The psalm begins with cries for help and expressions of anguish, gradually transitioning to declarations of trust and praise. This movement mirrors the emotional states many experience in times of trouble, making the psalm relatable to anyone facing adversity. By structuring the psalm in this way, the author guides the audience through a shared experience, creating a sense of solidarity. Finally, the literary structure of Psalm 31 invites readers to engage with the text on multiple levels. It is not only a prayer for personal deliverance but also a communal expression of faith. The organization of the psalm encourages reflection and contemplation, making it a powerful tool for worship and devotion. By examining its structure, we gain insight into how the author skillfully communicated profound truths about faith, trust, and divine protection. Several central themes emerge from Psalm 31, each contributing to the overall message of the text. One of the most prominent themes is the unwavering trust in God. From the very beginning, the author expresses a deep reliance on divine intervention, underscoring the belief that God is a refuge in times of trouble. This theme resonates throughout the psalm as the author repeatedly affirms their confidence in God's protection and faithfulness. Another significant theme is the experience of affliction and distress. The author candidly shares their struggles, providing a raw depiction of human vulnerability. This honesty allows readers to connect with the psalm on a personal level, as many have faced similar challenges in their own lives. The juxtaposition of pain and faith highlights the complexity of the human experience, showing that even in moments of despair, one can still turn to God for solace. Protection divine is another key theme woven throughout the psalm. The imagery of God as a fortress and refuge reinforces the idea that believers can find safety in their faith. This theme offers hope to those who feel overwhelmed by life's difficulties, reminding them that they are not alone. The author's assurance of God's protective nature serves as a source of comfort, encouraging individuals to seek refuge in their faith. Repentance also plays a role in the thematic tapestry of Psalm 31. The author acknowledges their shortcomings and seeks forgiveness, demonstrating a humble recognition of the need for divine grace. This theme serves as a reminder that faith is not merely about unwavering trust but also about the willingness to confront one's flaws and seek redemption. The interplay between trust and repentance enriches the spiritual message of the psalm. Lastly, the theme of hope emerges as a powerful counterpoint to the struggles expressed in the psalm. Despite the challenges faced, the author ultimately reaffirms their faith in God's goodness and deliverance. This hopeful outlook encourages readers to maintain their trust in times of trouble, reminding them that despair is not the end of the story. The central themes of Psalm 31 collectively paint a picture of faith that acknowledges human struggle while pointing toward divine hope and restoration. The imagery and metaphors used in Psalm 31 are rich and evocative, playing a crucial role in conveying its spiritual significance. One of the most striking images is that of God as a refuge. This metaphor speaks to the idea of safety and shelter, suggesting that in times of distress, believers can find comfort and protection under God's care. The author's choice of this imagery resonates with anyone who has experienced the feeling of being overwhelmed by life's challenges. Another powerful metaphor present in the psalm is that of a rock. This imagery symbolizes stability and strength, reinforcing the notion that God is a solid foundation upon which one can rely. The author's repetition of this metaphor serves to emphasize the unshakable nature of God's support, providing reassurance to those who may feel vulnerable. The image of a rock stands in stark contrast to the shifting circumstances of life, highlighting the enduring faithfulness of God. The metaphor of a fortress further enhances the theme of divine protection. A fortress represents a stronghold, a place where one can find safety from external threats. By likening God to a fortress, the author communicates the idea that faith serves as a shield against the adversities of life. This imagery is particularly relevant in a historical context where physical threats were prevalent, enabling the psalm to resonate with its original audience and modern readers alike. Additionally, the use of light and darkness is another significant metaphor in the psalm. The contrast between these elements reflects the struggle between hope and despair. Light often symbolizes clarity, guidance, and divine presence, while darkness represents confusion, fear, and uncertainty. By employing this imagery, the author conveys the transformative power of faith, suggesting that even in the darkest moments, God's light can provide direction and hope. Lastly, the images and metaphors in Psalm 31 invite readers to engage their imaginations and emotions. These vivid descriptions not only enhance the poetic quality of the text but also deepen its spiritual impact. They create a tapestry of meaning that speaks to the complexities of faith, encouraging readers to find solace, strength, and hope in their relationship with God. Through these powerful images, the psalm transcends its historical context, offering timeless truths that resonate across generations. In Psalm 31, the expression of lament is unmistakable. The author openly shares feelings of distress, fear, and desperation. This raw honesty invites readers to relate to the emotional turmoil faced during difficult times. It's not merely about presenting a list of complaints, rather, it's a heartfelt cry to God, laying bare the pain and struggles that come from feeling overwhelmed. The lament serves as a reminder that it is okay to express vulnerability, to seek comfort in the divine, and to acknowledge the weight of our burdens. Petitioning God for help is a significant aspect of this psalm. The author articulates specific needs, asking for rescue and deliverance. This act of petitioning is not just about requesting help, it's an acknowledgement of dependence on God. When one turns to God in times of trouble, it reflects a deep understanding that human strength is often insufficient. The psalmist's pleas resonate with anyone who has ever felt cornered by life's challenges, underscoring the importance of turning to God as a source of hope and strength. Moreover, the structure of the lament and petition enhances the emotional weight of the text. The repetition of phrases and the rhythm of the verses create a powerful plea that draws the reader in. It's almost as if the psalmist is inviting us to join in their struggle, to share in the burden of seeking God's intervention. This communal aspect of lament can be incredibly cathartic, allowing individuals to feel connected to something greater than themselves, especially during times of despair. The act of lamenting also serves as a form of spiritual release. By vocalizing pain and distress, the psalmist navigates through their emotions, ultimately leading to a deeper relationship with God. This process of lament can be therapeutic, allowing individuals to confront their fears rather than suppress them. In this light, Psalm 31 becomes a guide for those grappling with their own sorrows, suggesting that articulating one's struggles is a vital part of spiritual growth. In essence, the expression of lament and the act of petition in Psalm 31 highlight the importance of vulnerability in faith. It encourages believers to approach God with their fears and desires, demonstrating that God is not only a refuge but also a willing listener. The beauty of this interaction lies in its authenticity, reminding us that faith can coexist with doubt and despair, paving the way for healing and restoration. The transition from despair to trust in Psalm 31 is a powerful theme that reflects the human experience. The psalmist moves from a place of anguish to a reaffirmation of faith in God. This shift illustrates a profound understanding that even in the darkest moments, hope is not lost. Trusting in God becomes a beacon of light, guiding the way through uncertainty and fear. It's a reminder that faith can be resilient, capable of shining through the shadows of doubt. This journey from despair to hope is often marked by a conscious decision to remember past experiences of divine faithfulness. The psalmist recalls how God has been a source of strength and deliverance in previous trials. This recollection not only bolsters the psalmist's faith but also serves as an encouragement for readers to reflect on their own lives. Recognizing moments when they felt supported can ignite hope, reinforcing the belief that they are not alone in their struggles. Additionally, the act of expressing trust in God can be transformative. It shifts the focus from the overwhelming nature of problems to the greatness of God's character. By declaring faith, the psalmist aligns their thoughts with a perspective grounded in divine capability and love. This alignment fosters a sense of peace, even when circumstances remain challenging. It emphasizes that hope is not merely wishful thinking, it's a confident expectation rooted in God's promises. Hope is often portrayed in Psalm 31 as an active pursuit rather than a passive waiting. The psalmist engages in prayer, meditation, and reflection, all of which cultivate a posture of hopefulness. This proactive approach encourages individuals to seek God earnestly, knowing that such efforts are met with divine attentiveness. It's a call to action, urging believers to immerse themselves in their faith practices, thereby fostering a deeper sense of trust and assurance. Ultimately, the exploration of trust and hope in Psalm 31 reveals that faith is a dynamic journey. It encompasses moments of doubt and fear but also leads to profound realization and assurance. By embracing this journey, believers can find solace in the knowledge that their struggles are not in vain and that hope, when anchored in God, has the power to transform even the most desperate of situations. In Psalm 31, references to enemies and persecutions are significant elements that amplify the emotional intensity of the text. The psalmist's acknowledgement of adversaries highlights the reality of conflict and betrayal in life. These enemies serve not only as physical threats but also as symbols of spiritual and emotional turmoil. Their presence emphasizes the urgency of the psalmist's pleas to God as they seek refuge from those who wish them harm. The depiction of adversaries in Psalm 31 also reflects a broader human experience. Everyone faces challenges, whether in the form of personal conflicts, societal pressures, or internal struggles. By naming these enemies, the psalmist connects with readers who may feel similarly besieged. This connection fosters a sense of solidarity, as the shared experience of facing opposition can be isolating. The psalmist's candidness about these struggles invites others to voice their own battles, creating a communal space for healing. Moreover, the psalmist's response to these threats is telling. Instead of resorting to vengeance or despair, there's a clear reliance on God's protection and justice. The psalmist entrusts their plight to God, demonstrating a profound understanding that divine intervention is far more powerful than personal retaliation. This approach encourages readers to consider how they respond to their own adversities, promoting a mindset of faith over fear. The references to persecution also underscore the theme of divine justice. The psalmist's faith in God's righteousness serves as a reminder that while enemies may seem formidable, God is ultimately in control. This assurance can be comforting, reinforcing the belief that no evil goes unnoticed by the divine. It encourages a hopeful outlook, knowing that God will act on behalf of the faithful even when circumstances appear bleak. In summary, the mentions of enemies and persecutions in Psalm 31 serve to deepen the emotional landscape of the text. They highlight the very real struggles individuals face while simultaneously pointing to the importance of faith in navigating these challenges. By trusting in God amidst opposition, the psalmist models a powerful response to adversity, inspiring readers to lean into their faith during difficult times. The relationship between Psalm 31 and the theology of salvation is profound and multifaceted. At its core, the psalm reflects a deep understanding of human vulnerability and the need for divine intervention. The author expresses a heartfelt plea for rescue, which resonates with the overarching theme of salvation found throughout the Scriptures. This plea is not just for physical deliverance but also for spiritual wholeness and restoration. The psalmist's acknowledgement of God as a refuge highlights the belief that true salvation comes from turning to the divine in times of distress. Moreover, the psalm illustrates the idea that salvation involves a personal relationship with God. The psalmist's trust in God's promises serves as a reminder that salvation is not merely a one-time event but an ongoing process. It emphasizes faith as a vital component of this relationship. The repeated appeals for help and the affirmations of faith demonstrate that the path to salvation is paved with both desperation and hope, reminding us that we are called to lean on God during our most challenging moments. In the context of salvation history, Psalm 31 foreshadows the ultimate act of salvation through Jesus Christ. The themes of suffering, trust, and divine rescue echo throughout the New Testament, where Jesus embodies the fulfillment of these promises. The psalmist's longing for deliverance mirrors the cries of those who await redemption, drawing a parallel to the anticipation of salvation that culminates in Christ's sacrifice. This connection emphasizes the continuity of God's redemptive work across both testaments. Furthermore, the psalm serves as a template for understanding salvation in communal terms. The author's experience is not isolated, it reflects the struggles of the broader community of believers. When we view salvation through this lens, it becomes clear that the journey is often collective, involving shared experiences of anguish and hope. The communal aspect of the psalm invites readers to consider how their personal salvation experiences are intertwined with the faith journeys of others. Ultimately, the theology of salvation presented in Psalm 31 encourages believers to recognize their dependence on God. In moments of crisis, the faithful are reminded to seek refuge in the Lord, trusting that He is capable of delivering them from both external and internal turmoil. This trust is not passive, it requires active engagement with God, a willingness to cry out for help, and a commitment to remain faithful even in the face of adversity. Psalm 31 has long held a significant place in both liturgical and devotional practices within various faith communities. Its poignant themes of lament, trust, and divine intervention make it a fitting choice for worship settings. Many congregations incorporate the psalm into their liturgies, especially during times of communal distress or mourning. The words resonate deeply, allowing worshippers to express their own struggles while drawing strength from the psalmist's experience. In personal devotion, Psalm 31 serves as a source of comfort and encouragement. Believers often turn to it during periods of anxiety or uncertainty, finding solace in its assurances of God's protection. The psalm structure invites meditation, allowing individuals to reflect on their own lives and the ways in which they can relate to the psalmist's cries for help. This reflective practice can foster a deeper connection to God, encouraging a personal dialogue that enhances one's faith journey. The verses of Psalm 31 also lend themselves to the practice of prayer. Many people recite the psalm as part of their daily prayers, using its language to articulate their own needs and concerns. The psalm's rich imagery of refuge and safety inspires prayers for protection and guidance, allowing individuals to align their requests with the themes found within the text. This integration of Scripture into prayer life cultivates a sense of intimacy with God, reinforcing the belief that He hears and responds to His people. Additionally, the psalm's historical usage in various religious traditions further highlights its significance. Different denominations have embraced Psalm 31 in their rituals, whether in the context of services, personal meditation, or even during significant life events such as funerals or times of crisis. This widespread adoption underscores the psalm's universal appeal and its ability to speak to the human experience across cultures and generations. In many ways, the liturgical and devotional use of Psalm 31 acts as a bridge between ancient texts and contemporary faith practices. It invites individuals to engage with the struggles of the past while applying its truths to their present circumstances. By doing so, believers can find hope and strength in God's promises, reinforcing the idea that the psalmist's experiences are not confined to history but continue to resonate in the hearts of those who seek God today. In modern times, Psalm 31 continues to offer valuable insights and applications for individuals facing a variety of challenges. The themes of trust, fear, and divine protection are as relevant today as they were in ancient times. Many people grapple with anxiety, uncertainty, and the pressures of daily life, and the psalm provides a framework for processing these emotions. By reflecting on the psalmist's cries for help, individuals can find reassurance that they are not alone in their struggles. Moreover, Psalm 31 encourages believers to cultivate a posture of trust in God, even when circumstances appear bleak. In a world filled with uncertainty, the psalm's message serves as a reminder that faith can provide a solid foundation amidst life's storms. The psalmist's declaration of God as a refuge becomes a powerful affirmation for those seeking solace in their faith. This trust can transform how individuals respond to difficulties, prompting them to seek God's guidance rather than succumbing to despair. Another relevant application of Psalm 31 lies in its call for honesty in expressing emotions. The psalmist does not shy away from articulating feelings of fear and distress. This authenticity resonates with many who feel pressured to maintain a facade of strength. By embracing vulnerability, individuals can foster deeper connections with God and others, creating a space for healing and support within their communities. This theme of honest lament encourages believers to share their burdens, reminding them that vulnerability can lead to greater strength. Additionally, the psalm's emphasis on community offers a vital reminder for contemporary believers. In a society that often prioritizes individualism, Psalm 31 calls for a collective approach to faith. The psalmist's experiences reflect not only personal struggles but also the broader challenges faced by the community of faith. This perspective encourages individuals to support one another, fostering a sense of belonging and shared purpose. By coming together in prayer and support, communities can embody the refuge that God provides. Lastly, the application of Psalm 31 in addressing mental health challenges is particularly relevant today. As more individuals openly discuss issues such as anxiety and depression, the Psalm's themes of seeking help and finding refuge in God resonate deeply. It serves as a reminder that it is okay to acknowledge pain and to seek divine assistance. By turning to the psalm in times of distress, individuals can find comfort in knowing that their struggles are recognized and that hope exists even in the darkest moments. As we reflect on Psalm 31, let's remember the powerful message it carries. This psalm reminds us that in times of trouble, we can find refuge in God's unfailing love. Are you facing challenges that feel overwhelming? Take a moment to breathe and acknowledge that you are not alone. God is with you, ready to guide you through the storms of life. Think about the moments when you felt abandoned or anxious. What if you turned those feelings into prayers? How can you invite God into your struggles today? The psalmist shows us that even in the darkest times, we can trust in His light and salvation. Now, let's shift our focus. Picture yourself releasing your burdens into God's hands. What would it feel like to let go of that fear or doubt? Embrace the assurance that He hears your cries and is working on your behalf. As we close, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. How can the truths of Psalm 31 inspire you to move forward with hope? Remember, God is your refuge and strength. Keep that close to your heart this week and let it fuel your faith. What's one step you can take to deepen that trust today?